Okay.
Right. Okay. So I'm going to invest 20,000 Rand for 4 years at 9% per annum, compounded monthly. I want to know what is our balance after 4 years. I'm still going to use that formula. A equals P bracket 1 plus R over 100. I don't even write I just write R over 100 to the power of N. So we're going to deposit 20,000 Rand at the beginning. Now your interest rate is 9% per annum. But I'm going to divide that with 12. So I'm going to divide 9 with 100 first to give a 9%. And I'm dividing that with 12. Why? If I'm giving you 9% per annum or per year, it actually means I'm giving you 9 divided by 12% every month. You agree with that?
Yes, sir.
So if I've given you 12% per year, I just give you 1% per month. So I'm dividing the percentage with the amount of months in a year. And there are 12 months in a year. And then I'm also going to do a calculation every month because I'm compounding your interest every month. So I'm not going to do 4 calculations, one for each year. I'm going to do 4 times 12 calculations. I'm going to do 48 calculations. So every month for 4 years, I'm going to add interest. And that amounts to 48. So I'm just going to put that into the calculator. So 20,000 Rand, 1 plus. Now you can use 9 divided by 100 over 12 is exactly the same as 9 divided by 12 over 100. Or you can use 9 divided by 1200. Or you can even use 0.09 over 12. The last one just assumes that you've done the 9 divided by 100 in your head or separately on the calculator. But I write any one of those. It doesn't matter. They're all exactly the same. So put that in the calculator.
Yes, sir. I get 28,628,11.
You're getting slightly more money than you had with the previous example.
Yes, sir.
28,628 Rand and 11 cents, actually, if I round off to 2 decimals.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Right. So in other words, yes. So let's just do another one. So in example 2, I'm going to deposit, let's say 15,500 Rand. And it's going to draw interest at 8.2% per annum, compounded quarterly. I want to know what is our balance after 3.5 years. So I'm going to put 15,500 Rand in the bank. It's going to accumulate interest at 8.2% per annum, but it's compounding quarterly. And I want to know the balance after 3.5 years. Okay, no problem. I'm going to use this formula. A equals P bracket 1 plus R over 100 to the power of N. You have to write that formula. So my starting amount is 15,500. That I'm putting in the bank at 8.2 divided by 100, because that gives me the percentage. I need to divide that percentage with what? How many quarters in a year?
It's 3.
I can't hear you.
It's 3, sir.
No, 4.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, sir.
4 quarters. Term 1, term 2, term 3, term 4.
Yes, sir.
And I'm going to take 3.5 years and I'm going to multiply with that with 4. Because each year I'm going to do 4 calculations. Every quarter I'm doing 1. So I'm putting that in the calculator. Okay, see if you get, it's important to put an R in front to indicate that it's Rand. 20,592 Rand and 73 cents. We're not going to do any probability today. Okay. We're not going to get to that. Okay.
Yes, sir.
This is a lot of work to do. All right, good. Would you be able to set up this sum now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now I'm going to teach you how to determine R. Obviously, you have to determine P as well, but that's just a simple formula. Okay. I want to know how long. No, you can't do how long. At what rate per annum, compounding monthly, do we invest, let's say, 33,000 Rand to yield a balance of 50,000 after, let's say, 3 years. So we're going to leave 33,000 Rand in the bank for 3 years.
Yes, sir.
They're going to give us a certain rate that's going to compound monthly. I want to know what that rate is. So before we do anything, let's just set up our compound interest formula. We know it's compound interest because they're talking about compounding monthly or yearly or half yearly or quarterly or weekly or whatever. So A equals P bracket 1 plus R over 100 to the power of N. And this time I want to calculate R. So the accrued amount at the end is 50 grand. We're starting off with 33,000 as an initial amount. 1 plus the rate. So the rate is the percentage. And we're going to divide that with 100 and put that over 12. Why? Because there's 12 months in a year. You could have had the following. You could have also said we're going to divide our yearly rate with 12 and then divide that with 100. It is exactly the same. And that's going to compound to what? 12 times 3. Because for 3 years, we're going to do a calculation every month, and that's 36 months. So now, very important. First step I'm going to do, I'm going to divide this underneath the 50,000. And that will give her a fraction, and you leave it as a fraction. So that's 50 over 33. And that is 1 plus R divided by 12 over 100 to the power of 36. Okay, so you understand that step.
Yes, sir.
Now we want to get rid of that 36 power. And that means we're just going to take the root of 36 on both sides. And that leaves me with, I don't need this brackets anymore then. 1 plus R divided by 12 divided by 100 is basically 1200. So you understood what we did? We basically took the 36 root on both sides. And that canceled that one. And left us with the root 36. Now you have to go to your calculator and get that blank root going with the 36 in the root as a exponent, and then just 50 over 33. So that gives me 1, 0. Let's just write in black. 1,0116 equals 1 plus R over 1200. Good. So I'm going to throw the 1 over to the other side. That gives me 0,011608 actually. I'm just going to add a couple of decimals. And that gives me R over 1200. So I'm just going to multiply with 1200 right through. So I'm minusing 1 on my calculator to get 0,011608. And then I'm times that with 1200. I get 13.93%. R is 13.93%. That is the rate at which I need to bank that money or invest that money. This is important sum if you're a grade 11.
Yes, sir.
Good. Okay. Let's do something interesting. I want to know at what rate per annum do we have to invest a certain amount so that it will double in 5 years? So this is not compounded. We can say, okay, let's add a compound to this. At what rate per annum? So I'm going to do both. I'm going to do this one as A, and I'm going to do exactly the same sum and then add another type of compound to that. At what rate per annum do we have to invest a certain amount so that it will double in 5 years? So we're using this formula because it's a compound interest sum. And you can replace I with R over 100 if you want to. That's easier. So what should, maybe you would want to give me an idea how to start the sum.
After 5 years. Okay, so I think we can write 2A equals 2P multiplied by 1 plus R over 100.
Sorry, I didn't get that. A equals P.
Isn't it like 2A since like the amount will be doubled?
Okay, but let's do the following. Let the P equal X. So let the starting amount equal X. Then the amount at the end will be 2X. Is that correct? Double. If our initial amount is X, then that one will be 2X. Or you could have just said, okay, the starting amount is P, and then the accrued amount is just twice that. So that's 2P. Agreed? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we don't have to do that. You can just use 2 and 2P. Because if we double the amount, then we have 2P at the end.
Yes, sir.
1 plus the rate, which I don't know, over 100. There's no monthly, quarterly, or half-yearly compounding. So this is just 5. Then I'm going to divide that P. So in effect, I'll have 2P divided by P. And they will cancel. And then I have 2 equals 1 plus R over 100 to the power of 5. Then I do fifth root on both sides. That leaves 1 plus R over 100. So I'm going to do fifth root, blank root in other words, with a 5 in there of 2. That gives me 1,14869 equals 1 plus R over 100. So I'm just going to minus 1 and then times the answer with 100. Minus 1 equals times 100 equal 14.87%. R is 14.87%. You got that?
Yes, sir, I did.
Okay. Right. We'll get back to this. Right. Now, let's just do the following sum. I want to show you something. Let's do the following. So for instance, Tatu and Peter, they're going to invest. So they're both going to start they're going to go to the bank and deposit, let's say, 10,000 rand. But Tatu is going to invest it at, let's say, 7% per annum, compounded monthly. And Peter is also going to go to the bank, and he's going to deposit 10,000 rand at 7% per annum. This means compounding yearly. So that means compound annually or yearly. So we're going to work out both of these. Let's work out Tatu's in blue, in red, and Peter's. Okay. I want to know, how much do each of them have? What's the balance? What would be their balance after 5 years? So let's work out Tatu's balance after 5 years. A equals P bracket 1 plus R over 100 to the power of N. You're going to help me put in values here.
Yes, sir.
P is what? 10 grand.
Yes, sir.
And the rate? 7 divided by 100.
Yes, sir.
Over?
Divided by 12.
Good.
Divided by 12.
Good to the power of?
5 times 12.
5 times 12. Awesome. Excellent. Very good. Let's put that in the calculator. I get like 14,176,25. Good. See if you get that.
Yes, I do.
Right, now we're going to do Peter. Peter is the same formula. So Peter also takes 10 grand, put it in the bank at a rate of 7 divided by 100, because there's no monthly quote, it's only yearly compounding. So it's just 7% to the power of 5. Because each year I'm going to make one calculation. So at the end of the day, Peter has got 14,025 rand and 52 cents.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what you did realize immediately is that the red value is more than the blue value.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now what we need to be able to do, we need to be able to shift from 1 plus I. Okay, we need to be able to shift from an effective to a nominal rate, or back from a nominal rate to effective rate. Now, an effective rate basically is a yearly rate. This means compounding yearly, annually. And nominal is all the rest. So every monthly compounded, weekly, quarterly, etc. All the other rates are called nominal rates. So in other words, I can do the following. I must either take the red one and lower the 7%. I can't invest at 7% compound monthly and then get the same amount. If I want these two amounts are highlighted with green. I must do one or two things. I must either lower the 7% when I compound monthly, or I must increase the rate if I want to compound annually for those two values to be exactly the same. So I must decrease the 7% per annum compounded monthly to get the same amount, or I must increase the 7%. And that's called nominal to effective to nominal shifts. So they can ask you the following. At what rate must we invest T's money so that we'll have the same, so that it will have the same balance, the balance of Peter, sorry, not S. Peter. So I would say that 7% per annum compounded monthly must decrease. So it will get, because the amount that we have at the moment is too high. I want to get exactly that amount, that blue amount. So I must decrease the percentage. Now, let's use that formula. This is the formula. 1 plus I effective equals 1 plus I nominal over n to the power of n. That's your formula. It's very important that the years or the starting amount, the principal is not applicable. It doesn't matter how much money we put in the bank. It doesn't matter how long you put it in the bank. All you need to change is the percentage. And therefore, you don't need a starting amount. You don't need an amount of years. So at the moment, this red one here is compounded monthly. So it's a nominal course, nominal rate. So I'm going to fill it in, the nominal rate. 1 plus 7 divided by 100 over 12 to the power of 12. That is my nominal rate. And I want to know, what would a similar effective rate be? In other words, how can I change that nominal rate to make it a yearly rate so it will yield the same value? Are you with me? This is slightly difficult to understand. So I'm asking again, at what rate should we invest Tatu's money so it will yield the same balance as Peter's money? We'll have to lower that 7% because at the moment it's yielding 14,176. It must only yield 14,025 Rand. So we must lower that 7% slightly. So let's fill in these values. You can just put that in your calculator as is. Bracket 1 plus 7 over 1200 to the power of 12 equal. Then I'm going to minus 1. That 1, take it over. Minus 1 equals. And then I'm going to multiply with 100. I lied to you. The effective rate, or do you get 7.23%? So I got it wrong here. I did this wrong. At what rate must we invest Peter's money? So it will leave the same balance as Tatu. So if you take Peter's money and you invest it at 7.23%, it will yield 14,176.25 Rand. So I did it wrong. I did the other one without thinking. We increased the percentage of Peter's money so that it will also yield 14,176 Rand and 25 cents.
Yes, sir.
You got that?
Yes.
I know it's slightly difficult. We'll do another example. So, Susan invest, let's say, 100,000 Rand for 3 years at 9% per annum, compounded monthly. So She's investing 100,000 Rand for 3 years at 9% compounded monthly. I want to know what rate should, at what rate that compounding yearly, annually is probably a better word. What rate compound annually should we invest our money? So it will give the same yield, give the same balance or yield. Right. So it sounds very complicated, but once you've written the formula and realize which side to fill in, it's really easy. So that's 1 plus I, sorry, this is effective. This one is nominal. Again, I'm not even considering the starting amount or the amount of years. It's not important. I just want to change the percentage. So let's ask ourselves, I'm asking what rate compounded annually should we invest a month? Okay, so I'm asking this one. So in other words, I should have given you the nominal side, the right-hand side. Let's just test if we've given you a nominal rate. 9% per annum compound monthly, that is a nominal rate. That is not a yearly rate, because that's not a yearly percentage. Although it's given as a yearly percentage, you must convert it to a monthly percentage. So we've given you the nominal side. So I can fill in the nominal side. The nominal side is 1 plus 9 divided by 100, or you can just use 0.09 over 12 months of the year to the power of 12. And this will give me an effective rate. It will be slightly higher than 9%, because if I want to do one calculation per annum, I need to do a slightly higher percentage to give the same value as a monthly compound. So that's 1 plus I effective equals whatever that is. Let's put that in the calculator.
This is 1,093.
Yes. 1,0938. I'm going to subtract 1 and times with 100 to get the R value. 9,38. That's the percentage. So I'm putting our money in a slightly higher rate to get the same yield as a lower percentage that I work out monthly. Why? Because monthly interest accumulates quicker. If you work out a small percentage every month, at the end of the year, you've worked out a couple of percentages and you added little amount bits compared to someone's money that you just compound once a year. Do you understand this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Right. We're going to go and do some hire purchase sums and then come back to this if we have time. Okay. What is hire purchase? That's basically
It's like what?
borrowing money. No,
Yes, sir.
you don't have cash to buy something, so you're paying it off monthly. Can you think of something that you're paying off monthly?
A car.
Yeah. Okay. What about a cell phone?
Sir?
What about a phone?
Yes, airtime. Yes, sir.
Okay. What phone do you want? You have
I
to
don't know.
give me any phone.
Samsung.
Okay. We have a Samsung S100. S1000. How much does that phone cost? 6,800 Rand. So if you buy it cash, then you can pay 6,800 Rand for the phone. Or if you don't have the cash, you can do a hire purchase agreement. And the hire purchase agreement is as follows. You have to put down a 10% deposit. in order to have the phone. And then they're going to charge you 15% interest per annum. So you can either put down the 6,000, okay, and that's just over 2 years, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
You can either buy the phone cash, so this is option A, or you can do option B, which is a hire purchase agreement. Now, most people are paying off phones, so let's do that hire purchase agreement. Now, very important, let's look at this, it's very important. The first thing we must work out is what is the deposit? And they might ask you that. Deposit is not difficult. It's 6,800 Rand times 10%. Is that correct? And that is 680 Rand. Okay, so that's deposit done. Then they're going to ask you, what is your monthly installment? What is the installment or a premium?
An amount, a fixed amount that you pay every month.
The fixed amount that you pay every month. Now, very important. Hire purchase is a simple interest compound or a simple interest calculation. It's that formula. Hire purchase is always simple interest. They don't even have to tell you that. Right, so very important. The starting amount, P is the amount that you owe them the minute you walk out of that shop. Now, the phone was 6,800 Rand, but you paid a deposit of 680. So the minute you walk out of that shop, you still owe them 6,120 Rand. That's your debt. In other words, after you've paid the deposit, you walk out of the shop and you think, I don't want this hire purchase agreement. I'm just going to borrow the money from my aunt or something. Then you must walk back into the shop and pay another 6,120 Rand. You agree?
Yes, sir.
Because that means you've paid 6,800 on that day. Okay, but anyway, you didn't do that. So your loan started with 6,120 Rand. And the rate is 15 over 100 times, well, 2 years. So it's 2. So I'm putting that in my calculator. 6120, 1 plus 15 over 100 times 2. So at the end of the day, I'm going to pay another 7,956 Rand for that phone. So I'm paying 680 a day in the shop, and in a span of 2 years, I'm going to be paying another 7,956 Rand. So what is this monthly? Well, 7,956 divided by the 24 months. And that gives me 331 Rand and 50 cents. This you need to write down. This is one type of hire purchase.
Yes, I'm done writing it down.
Yeah. Are you done?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm going to show you another type of hire purchase sum that you can get. So let's call this hire purchase 2. Okay. Now we're buying what? Laptop.
Okay.
How much is a laptop? A laptop of 16,500 Rand.
Okay.
Okay. That's your cash price. If you don't have the cash and you need the laptop, you have the option of a hire purchase agreement. And again, this is only a 5% deposit. And let me work out something. For 3 years. And we're going to do installments of, let's say, 90. I'm going to use simple of 500 and 29 Rand for 3 years. So they say, look, if you don't have the cash, you can do a hire purchase agreement, and that's a 5% deposit. Plus, you're going to pay 529 Rand for 3 years. Now, the sum might look like something like this. One, what is the deposit? Does everyone get the mark here? What's the deposit? Oh, it's easy. Deposit is 16,500 times 5%. What's that?
I'm not sure yet, so let me calculate it.
825.
Yes, 825.
Okay, that's not difficult. And now I want to know, number two, at what rate? That's, whoa. At what rate? That means interest rate. Are we paying this? Are we paying the phone? The laptop. So what rate? Again, we use a simple interest formula. A equals P bracket 1 plus R over 100 or I times N.
Yes, sir.
Again, we have to deduct the deposit from the cash price or because we don't owe 16,500 the minute we walk out of the shop. So P will be 16,500 minus the 825, sorry. Minus 825 Rand. So 16,500 minus 825, and that gives me 15,675 Rand. That is the amount that your debt is starting with, 15,675. But we can also calculate the accrued amount. We are still going to pay 529 Rand 36 times. Is that true? That's the total amount we're going to pay. That's your end amount you're going to pay. 529 Rand 36 times. So your debt is going to start with this amount, but you are going to pay all of that. You with me? A is the accrued amount. That's the total amount you're going to pay. And that is 1 plus, we don't have the rate, and that is 3 years. So now I'm going to divide this purple part with the blue part. So I'm going to do fraction, 529 times 36 on top of 15675. And that is going to be 1,21492. That is, so I divided that away. And that is 1 plus 3R over 100. Throw over the 1. 0,21492 equals 3R over 100. And then you must multiply that answer with 100 and divide it again with 3. Minus 1 equals times 100 divided by 3. That gives me 7,16%. And this is the other type of hire purchase agreement. This is the one where I've given you your monthly installment. The first one we did is where the monthly installment is asked. Write this down.
Yes, sir. Yes, I'm done.
Good. Excellent. Okay. So I want to test you on compounded sum. So N is depositing, let's say 23,900 Rand at 7.5% per annum, compounded weekly for 4 years. I want to know, what is her balance? After the 4 years. Can you do this?
Yes, sir, I'm gonna try.
Well, I'll ask you, how many weeks in a year?
56.
52. Good.
Okay.
52 weeks in a year. Right. There's the formula. I want you to manipulate that formula so we can do this.
Yes, sir.
And I'll ask you another question after that.
So it's 23,900. One and the thing is plus 7.5 divided by 100. So can I do
Yes.
when on the interest, do I say it's 7.5 divided by 100 divided by like 52?
Yes. So you started off at 23,900 and the rate was 7.5 divided by 100 divided by 52. And the years, or the compounding, there's 4 years. Every year you do 52 sums. It's a lot.
That's how I wrote it.
So in real time in your bank, your interest is calculated normally daily.
It is 32,254.65.
Okay, I get 32254.65. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good. Okay, awesome. All right. The second question is going to be, I want to know what would be corresponding effective rate for an investment. In other words, I'm asking the following. If we take that 23,900 Rand and we put it at the bank, but we only calculate the interest annually, not weekly, what rate should we put the money in the bank? At what rate should we give her interest? So this formula is 1 plus I effective equals 1 plus I nominal over n to the power of n. And the only thing you need to do is either ask which one they're asking. Well, we're asking for effective rate, so we're asking the left-hand side. And also you can see that we've given the right-hand side, we've given a nominal interest rate. We've given a 7.5% per annum, but it compounds weekly, which makes it a nominal rate. So you're just going to fill in the right-hand side of the equation. And remember that we're not putting in the years and we're not putting in starting amount. See if you can do that, and then I'll do it after. Okay. So we keeping left. Are you busy?
Yes, sir. I'm sorry. Um, Sir,
Yes.
I think my thing is gonna my interest effective interest gonna be 34.96%.
7 comma.
34.96%.
I think it's, I'm not sure. Did you fill in 1 plus I effective and you filled in the nominal side?
Yes, sir.
1 plus 7,5 divided by 100 over 52 to the power of 52. Did you do that?
Oh, it says 52.4 at the end. Times 4, I mean.
No. 4 is the years. That's not part of the sum. If you want to times by 4, then you also have to put a 4 on this side, yeah. So I'm just going to leave the 4 on this side and leave the 4 there. Remember, the years and the starting amount is not applicable. So if I put that right-hand side in the calculator, I get
7.78.
1,07782, and this is 1 plus I. So I'm going to minus 1 and times 100.
Yes, sir.
7,78.
Yes, sir.
So this is R actually, 7,78%. Okay, that is, there's also exchange rates. Do you know what exchange rate is?
An exchange rate.
Yeah, you shouldn't get this. Exchange rate. This is grade 9 work and 10. This is not grade 11 work. So they give you the following. The rand to the dollar is like,
Oh, that.
yeah,
Oh, yes, sir. I
it's
know
like
that.
1 to 14,5, for instance.
Yes, sir.
No, it would be other way around.
It's gonna be the other way around.
Yeah, sorry. So from 14,5 to 1. So $1 is 14,5 rand. So you're buying something, you buy what? You buy like a
Packet of chips.
shoes or something
Yes, sir.
from the USA. And it cost what? $69. Can it be so little? Yeah.
Yes,
How
sir.
much rand is it?
Um,
It's simple now. Just put the 69 in the dollar side and X in the rand side, and then you just multiply across.
1,005 cents.
So X is 14,5 times 69. That's too simple. I can't even explain that.
Yes, sir.
This is, you won't get this in grade 11. That's like 1,000 rand and 50 cents.
Yes, sir.
Then they charge you 30% import duty and 500 rand delivery fee. So they're adding like 30%. So now it's suddenly 1,300 rand, and they're adding another 500 rand. So at the end of the day, you're paying 1,800 rand for the shoes. Importing clothes into South Africa has got a 30%
Yes, sir.
fee to it, which is ridiculous, actually. Okay, so that's a little summary of what you should be able to do in financial maths in grade 11. So now you need to go and kill that chapter. There's also timelines. Timelines is nothing. It's just, they're just changing stuff. So after 2 years of changing the rate, we can look at that if you're struggling with that. But you need to finish this chapter before we have our next class. So I want to just have a little peek into next week, because I'm not sure when you're writing a test or something. I can't keep up.
So
Yes?
I'm writing math next week, Friday.
Okay, awesome. I didn't know that.
But it's gonna be like geometry and
Yeah. But
yes, sir.
next week, Thursday, we have a revision class at 12 again. Hello.
Yes, sir. I can hear you.
So next week, Thursday, you are going to show me the examples you're struggling with. Okay. 12 o'clock. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
I'm writing 2 papers. I'm thinking the one with financial math and probability is gonna be like my last paper because
You must make
it's not
sure.
long that I've started to do it.
You must make sure what you're writing when. Financial maths and algebra is in your first paper, is in paper 1 normally. And geometry and trigonometry is in paper 2. Make sure which, they might mess it up, but do you exactly know what you're writing on next week, Friday?
I don't know which paper directly, but
You must find that out.
yes, sir.
So that's a grade 11 maths.
Yes, sir.
Paper, what are they saying there? Paper what?
They didn't say paper 1 or something.
Is it both?
I'm just writing, no, I'm writing 2 maths. Sir.
How are you going to find out?
I think we're gonna start with geo because that's like the first thing we started by doing, like when school.
Yeah, but they must give you a breakdown on what that paper is all about. Otherwise, you might learn the wrong stuff. Well, according to me, just according to my, according to the Afrikaans group, you're writing on the 16th, Thursday the 16th, you're writing maths. Tatu. Are you writing on the 16th or the 17th?
Can I just check for you right now? Sir,
Yes.
can you please hold on? I'm still like opening my timetable.
Okay, do that, please. Otherwise, we'll have to move next week Thursday's lesson to Wednesday.
Sir,
Yes.
I'm writing on the, let me just scroll down. Yeah. Yes, I'm writing on the 16th, sir.
Okay. Now listen up. I'm seeing next week your class is on the Wednesday the 15th. Are you writing anything on that Wednesday the 15th?
No. I'm not writing anything. Sir,
Yes.
I'm not writing anything.
Okay. I must make a note that next week on the 15th, 9 o'clock till 10 o'clock, you have class on the Wednesday the 15th. There's no point in doing a class on that Thursday just after you've written, eh?
Yes, sir.
Okay, are you going to remember that?
Yes, I am going to remember.
Because I'll send a link to your teacher.
Yes, sir. Please do.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Excellent. Have a nice day.
Okay, you too, sir. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.